So good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing lovely on this beautiful, I guess it's foggy out, so it's not that pretty. But today, we made it. We finally made it to the end of the mountain bike season. I was not expecting to hardly even get to race a mountain bike this year, much less get in, what did we do, like 10 races or something? So the series did a pretty decent job of dealing with the pandemic. Once you start a mountain bike race, you know, you might be in the woods with 3 or 4 other people. That's just the nature of most of the Southeast mountain bike races. You don't really stay in a peloton, if you get what I mean. You know, we'll do a little roundup at the end because I did have some people asking about how my back was doing since I haven't commented on that in a few races. Now that the racing's over, I have a few other ideas for videos that I want to try and tackle. So if you did not see the previous Mayodan video, actually the previous Mayodan video was way back in March. That was before I even had 1,000 subscribers. It's like, that's crazy in one season. I just really appreciate you guys and I thank you very much. This has been super fun making all of these videos. I'm gonna continue to do it and do it to the best of my ability. I'm learning every single day. I mean, just look at a video that I posted from a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I personally feel like my video quality and audio has gotten substantially better, and that's thanks all to you guys. Anyway, moving along to this race, Mayodan is a super fun course.
You're filming the opposite direction. Everybody's gonna know you're a liar.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't personally drive the 2 hours that it takes me to get there just to ride the course because it's only like 5 miles long. Being able to race there is a great opportunity to ride a new trail that is super duper fun. I do recommend it if you've never been to Mayodan. So with that being said, this time we get to race it in reverse. Reverse is much, much faster. Way faster. It had to be at least a mile to 2 mile an hour average faster than doing it in the forward way. I know the elevation's the same because it's the same course. I don't know if it's the run-in to a lot of these climbs, but I felt like there was not a single real hill on the entire course. It was fast. On the start line, it was 38 degrees. I have raced plenty of cyclocross, but going into a mountain bike race just felt weird with it being 38 degrees. I'm used to the middle of summer, sweltering heat. That's what mountain biking is supposed to be in the Southeast. We get on the start line. They say go.
You good, right? You guys ready?
Sure.
On your mark, get set, go. Go, guys.
I didn't even care that I said no.
I know, right? My plan this time is the last race of the season. I know that I do this, and even Brandon pointed it out to me. I go really hard the first lap. This time going into it, I wanted to get the whole shot, because I do pretty decent at that for whatever reason. Gets that whole shot, and then I wanted to slow the pace down a little bit. There's a gravel section right after it, coming up. After the whole shot, let somebody pass me, let me ride their pace. Figure out where everyone's at as far as what they're riding on that day, because everyone has good and bad days. The way the race went, we hit that gravel road, Will did. So the way the race actually went, God almighty. So the way the race actually went, once we hit that gravel road, Will, who's got some monster legs, and if you didn't see the previous video, he would crush me on some of the longer sustained hills. He took off, got on the front, pushed the pace on all the little hills. I kind of knew from the previous race, as long as I would just keep him within sight, I didn't want to blow up. I wanted to use my skill level to stay on his will, but conserve as much energy as possible. That was my game plan. Let him lead for that lap.
Cold. Loosey goosey.
So it was me, Will, and Brandon. I came around Will. I'm not sure if Brandon did yet. I think he did though. By the time I turned around again to check to see where everyone was, Brandon was in fact around Will. That's all I can tell you. After that happened, it was literally me on the front, Brandon behind me, and us riding at a good, hard, I don't know, zone 3 pace for all but the last lap. I stayed on the front, but I never really got in the red zone. Like I said, this was like a zone 3 kind of race. Zone 3 meaning that my heart rate maybe hit 160 at times, but I never really hammered it. I tried to use my skill as much as possible to keep the momentum up, tried to ride as smooth as possible.
Thank you. I know. So I've been taking it a little bit slow.
Once that last lap hit, I was like, all right. I heard Brandon laboring a couple times, which was a good sign. It means he's not like way above me this race. And I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? If he wants to come around me, I'm gonna let him. And I'm gonna see how long I can sit on his wheel, and as long as I can really push the pace and go into the red zone that final lap, my plan was to sprint. I've got a pretty good kick, and so that's what I wanted, and this sprint was ideal for me because it had a gravel climb out, hard left turn onto grass, so it is a power sprint, not one of those like high speed, let's see who can run the fastest cadence. But plans are meant to be demolished, and my plans were just wiped right out the window. Basically what happened was, because me and Brandon were just riding more or less a good hard tempo pace, we had a couple fast guys catch us. But what happened when those guys caught us, Brandon got in the mix with them because he knew who they were. I really didn't. Brandon hopped on his wheel and went around another guy named Brandon before we hit the woods, because he said that he knew that if someone was going to push our pace, the guy that was winning that category definitely would. So he jumped on his wheel. I have to stay on Brandon's wheel or else my chances of a win are over. It was like they were maybe 2 to 3% faster than me in certain sections. And this trail is so fast. I mean, we averaged like 15 mile an hour, which 15 on a mountain bike trail is pretty dang fast. This trail is so fast, there wasn't a section where I could just say, all right, put your head down, go as hard as you can, catch back up. So I would lose 1 second here, 2 seconds there, 1 second here. That gap just steadily got bigger. I would bring it back a little bit at a time. So it was frustrating because I could never just like get right back on.
Throwing right.
So I put a couple good digs in, I tried my best, but it was with about a mile to go is when they really kicked it into overdrive, so I really want to call this like the mile-long sprint. That's what it felt like to me. Felt like I was back in short track again. Go as hard as you can, but like I said, it was just so frustrating because I couldn't quite get there. All in all, it was a phenomenal day of racing. I got second in the category, and I got second in the series, which I'm super proud of. In my first year kind of really doing a full Category 1 series, I'm happy with it. That was a super fun race. I'm hoping next year will be more normal. I completely understand I'm not putting mountain bike racing in front of people's health whatsoever. This was a great return to normalcy with a lot of these events, you know. Keeps you sane a little bit being able to suffer. Before we move on to the awards ceremony, I'm gonna show you this sweet brick that I got for getting second overall. Let's talk a little bit about my back. So maybe the third race in at Mazeppa, I was having severe back pain on the bike. I've always kind of dealt with back pain. To me, I thought I was just being a wuss and I needed to man up because so many people have back problems on a mountain bike. It's a mountain bike. What literally was happening, my left butt cheek muscle, my glute, was not firing properly at all. I can't tell you like a percentage, but it just wasn't working. So that left back muscle was overcompensating for my butt, which is the biggest muscle in your cycling inventory, not working. So that's what was killing it. The reason I really stopped thinking that I was just being a wuss and I actually went to the doctor was because at one point it got so inflamed, it started pinching a nerve and it felt like water was running straight down my leg. I thought I peed my pants in the middle of a race, and I didn't. It was literally that nerve being pinched. It was the weirdest thing. So what cured me of this? Stretching and massages. Stretching, massages, and ice. But number one, stretching. They put me on a stretching routine where I would stretch for pretty much 2 hours every single day. I've now cut that down to an hour every single day. I was just so bound up and tight that I had to stretch, I guess, to release that butt muscle. Doing these stretches, it has really got me centered again, and I really started coming into form and feeling so much better the last couple races. And it showed, because I did get a win, which was great. I had a great time there, which was one of my goals of the year. Even though the turnout for that race was low, I'll take it.
Good job, guys. All right, again.
And there you have it, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. If you do like any of my videos, feel free. Like, subscribe, comment down below. I gotta get to the bike shop. We have 33 bicycles on their way, and they're all gonna need built in probably 2 days because these people have been waiting on their bikes for months. So, I thank you all for sticking with me through this mountain bike race season. I will see you in the next video. That's what I have for you. Love you all. See you later.